Everybody, today we are going to make chocolate cake. The main ingredients for making the chocolate cake are 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half teaspoon of vanilla essence, 50 ml of oil, vegetable oil, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, around 50 grams of butter which is melted here, 200 grams of sugar and 250 grams of flour, all-purpose flour. Apart from this, we'll be using around 100 ml of milk. This is, if required, you can add it. If the batter is too thick, then we can add milk to it. Now, from the main ingredients, we also have, apart from the main ingredients, we also have the ingredients for making the ganache. And for that, I'll be using 50 grams of chocolate. This is cooking chocolate, 52% of cocoa, and around 50 grams of butter, 2 to 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of white granulated sugar. I also have 2 more ingredients. These are optional. This is whipped cream, and this is chocolate. It's like a pudding, chocolate pudding, which I usually use for pies, and you can get the recipe of it in my pie dish. It's made up of corn flour, sugar, and chocolate. So let's get started with our procedures. Right, so first thing we are going to add is the 2 eggs. Add 2 eggs. And add sugar to it. All of it, and mix it well. Mix this well. Now I'm going to add vanilla essence to it, just half of what I have here, and some butter. The butter that we have, I'm going to add that. Now I'm going to add oil. And mix everything well. Right. Now add some cocoa powder, mix all this well. Now this has been nicely mixed, and this is its consistency. Now we're going to add our flour, all-purpose flour to it, but in stages. That is, we are going to add a little bit first, and we're going to mix it, and then add a little bit, and then mix it. So in parts we are going to add. Just mix this well, the first part. Here, this is its consistency by mixing the first part. Now we're going to add the second part of it. We're going to do it into 3 parts. Need to mix this well again. You can see its consistency, it's getting thicker. It is. Now we're going to add the last part. And along with the last part, I'm going to add to it the baking powder. Let's mix this well. Now you can see it's quite thick after mixing the last part. So this is the time when I'm going to add some milk to it. Just add a little bit of milk and mix it well. Along with this milk, I'm going to add the rest of the vanilla essence that I have. Mix this all well so the batter is not that thick. I have added around 80 ml of milk, not all the 100 ml. You can see this much is still left, so it's around approximately 80 ml. When you see that it's of the right consistency, this is how it should be, not too thick, not too thin. This is the right consistency. We're going to pour it into our baking dish. So just mix it for a minute and just pour it into the baking dish. This is quite nicely done now. Everything is well mixed. So it's the time to get to the baking dish. Now here's the baking dish, and I have already kept the oven started to preheat before I get this dish to the oven. The dish, I have first put butter on the spreaded butter on the dish, and then added the karta, that is the this paper on it, so that it sticks to it. So yeah, now I'm going to pour this. Nice and even. All right. Right, so this is done. Now to get rid of this air bubble, just tap it. That doesn't matter actually. Okay, let's put it at 180 degrees into the oven for around 45 minutes. We're going to heat this for 45 minutes. Now till the time the cake is getting baked, let's start making our ganache. I've just put this chocolate, let it melt. Chocolate started melting. As soon as the chocolate starts melting, we're going to add to it our butter. Add our sugar, white and brown sugar. Mix everything well. Apart from these 4 ingredients for the ganache, I also like to use a bit of vanilla essence, but it's up to you. I'll just add a pinch of it, just around maybe half teaspoon or less than that, just for a little bit of that vanilla smell. That's that's up to you, it's optional. Just mix everything well. Also with vanilla essence, I'll just add a little bit of fresh cream. I like it. These 2 ingredients are optional. It's on you whether you want to or no. Just mix it well. I like to add fresh cream as it lightens the color of the chocolate, which I like. This is done. You can see it's quite nice and smooth. The color is perfect Okay, we just switched it off, and let's wait for the cake to be baked so that we can do the final touch. 40 to 45 minutes. I'm going to check this. Yeah, it's done. Let's take it out. Now let it cool down, and after it cools down, we are going to go on with the last part. It's cooled down, and I have upside down the cake. I'm going to take this paper off, right, and just cut this from between here to make it two. Now I have cut this part. This is the part, one part of it, and this is the other part of it. And now I'm going to spread on it some of my chocolate pudding that I had made. To spread this, and now I'll be adding my whipped cream. Spread the whipped cream. Covered by the whipped cream, and don't worry if it's falling on the sides, because it will be covered by the ganache that we made, so that's okay. So here is the covering of the whipped cream. Now we are going to add to it our next part of the cake, the other part. I've added the other part of the cake. I'm going to just dab some water on top of it. It's water of sugar water, just for a bit of moisture, so that it's a bit moist. Now we're going to add the ganache. If the ganache in the meanwhile if it gets thickened, if it becomes thick, then you can just warm it for 10 seconds in the microwave or on the fire. You can do anyways. Now just going to add the ganache on top of it. Spread it nicely on the sides and everything. It's going to go. It's going to cover everything. Spread it. Spread. Yeah. Now you can see the ganache has been spreaded everywhere, and so here is our chocolate cake. Now if the leftover icing, I can add that to some of its places, just tiny bit. Tiny bit here, a bit here, just to make a swirly design on it. Or you can just keep it the way it is. Just along with the ganache. Just do swirls. Instead of the knife, I've just used the fork, and I've done this like as it is more comfortable for me. I've just shifted to a fork and made the sides, and in between I've kept the chocolate. Right. In between I've just added this sponge chocolate. And now I'm going to add the final touch, that is some chocolates. You can do the kind of decoration you want on it, just in between, not on the sides, because the sides are already, they look nice to me. So just in between, a little bit of chocolate. And the cake is ready. So here it is. I'm going to refrigerate it for some time so that it's a bit hard enough. And that's it. Thanks for watching.